Greetings and welcome back to Robocraft. It has been a little while. As you can see, I am in my hangar, Bay 1, flying shenanigans, and that is for a reason, for we are not going to be playing with our tank today. No. We're going to be returning to the skies, where we belong. I'm tired of mucking around in the mud and the dirt, rolling on all of my wheels and not soaring through the skies majestically. No. The dirt is where worms belong. Not where we belong. No. We must be in the sky, where our people are, and where they shall no doubt rejoice at our return. And, of course, by my people I mean enemies, and by rejoice I mean shoot us with lasers. But, yes, semantics. Right, okay, we are going to be building a flyer. Now, the type of flyer is the first thing you should settle on, because it's going to define everything you do from that point on. And I think we're going to be working on a bomber. We've not really done that before. The last flyer I made... The main purpose of that flyer was to stay as low a tier as possible. As a result, it wasn't a very good flyer. It was basically a potato that floated. We are actually going to try to make something that at least looks good, if not actually is good, if we possibly can. And since plasmas can now be placed, plasma artillery that is, can now be placed on the underside of a block, it makes sense to try that out. Plasmas have gone through many iterations since they first came out. Namely, they can now be placed on the bottom of blocks, but also their strength, how much power, how much damage they do, and how wide the blast radius is. That's gone through a lot of changes. Almost every other patch changes plasmas in some way as we continue to balance them out. But I think they're at a fairly fun place at the moment, so we're going to try them out. Now, by having decided that we're going to make a bomber, that frees us up of certain things. Namely, I don't need to make this fast and nimble. Making it fast is a bonus, but it's not necessary. It doesn't need to be a quick craft. It just needs to get where it's going. It doesn't need to get there very quickly. Mainly, it just needs to get up in the air. So, along those lines, I'm thinking we're going to have, for forward propulsion, just 2 thrusters. Now, I have unlocked a fairly powerful thruster, a level 4 thruster. It gives 188,000 newtons. It is a fairly high ranking. It's got a lot in robot ranking, 4.41. But I think we could get away with just having 2 of these for our thrust. Let's move that down a little bit. So this is going to be the center of the craft, and you always want to try and keep things balanced. Especially with flyers. Not as much with cars. Now, the next part. Let's build out the tail and the front a little bit. Now, we've got to keep in mind that we do want to have helium on top of this as well to balance it. Now, I would like the pitch, to be able to pitch the craft from the nose. Let's see... We also want to be able to dive. Actually, I think that would be a little bit too close. Let's extend the nose just a little bit, and just so that I can try and keep things balanced, we'll extend the tail a bit as well. But I'm not going to have that as wide. I don't think we need it to be as wide. Now, the first thing we're going to add is a little bit of power to dive. We're not going to need as much of this. So I'm just going to place that like that. But for the actual climbing, I want the bomber to be able to climb relatively quickly. So we're going to actually have some sort of wings set up here. It's actually going to look like wings as well. For once, it's going to look like what it's meant to be. Well, it's going to be a bit of a hammerhead bomber, I guess. Realistically, this is not going to have any resemblance to something that would actually fly. I'm not trying for that. If I can just at least make it so that it does fly and looks good when it does it, that'll be okay. It doesn't really need to look like it should be in the air. But we'll have slightly more powerful thrusters taking us up. Now, a trick that I've picked up from watching other videos, actually, is to put a much less power on the back for rising. This way, it'll prevent the nose from rising too quickly, because if I didn't have that there, this could easily, just with a tap of the spacebar, start to do flips. You don't want that to happen. So by putting that there, the tail will rise as well. It just won't rise as quickly. So the nose will climb, but it'll be a bit more of a controlled climb. Now, another thing that I have seen a couple of people do. Let's actually start to place some helium now. But another thing I've seen some people doing is using hover blades on their flyers in conjunction with thrusters. Now, I've not really understood that until recently. I've been doing a fair bit of practicing with hover blades in my flyer builds. And there are two things that it does really, really well. Firstly, it gives you the ability to hover, obviously. Now, hovering is quite nice right at the beginning because it starts you up off the floor. Otherwise, you're going to start on the floor, and that's not particularly good unless you balance out the helium so it will give you lift right from the beginning. But what I would actually like is... Let's see about this. We'll place... Oh, that's the wrong key. Button wrong. We'll place some hover blades on this as well. We've got a couple of hover blades here, so... We'll start out with just the weakest hover blades that I've got, and I may add the stronger ones depending on how far we are, because we're already almost in tier 2. Now, this is the other thing with the bomber. As you saw in the first video where I made a flyer, to make it fit in tier 1, you have got to basically make a potato that floats. You can't easily make a flyer that functions well and looks good in tier 1 because there's just too many components that give it lift and make it maneuverable. So what we'll do is we'll accept that we are going to be in tier 2. At least. We may even be in tier 3. I hope not, but we'll see how that goes. Now, the other thing that the hovers do, and this is what I imagine most people include them in their flyer builds for, and that I didn't realize, because I always thought they would fight against the thrusters when you got into the air, but that only happens for a brief moment when you just lift off from the maximum height that they want to hover at, because they tried to bring you back down to it. But once you're high up, one thing I've noticed is these hover blades work with air very well. Obviously, they're hover blades, but that allows for really good steering. So I need far less thrusters to steer well. Now, before we do anything more, let's see if this is balanced or not. I strongly suspect it's not going to be. In fact, I'm almost certain of it. So I'm going to move some helium to the back. Now, you may notice that I'm not really making this particularly tanky. There's no point. It's a bomber. If there's something up in the air that can attack me, it's probably not another bomber, it's a dogfighter. And basically, if there is a vehicle in the air... Okay, I was actually wrong. I need much more lift in the front, apparently. And I also need to get rid of some lift because I'm actually rising without doing anything. But while we're here, let's find out. Forward isn't too bad. Let's see if I can actually lift. No. I haven't got enough lift to get up so that I can climb. Oh no, there we go, there we go. Oh, almost. But the front is just too heavy. Okay. It was good to see what I need to balance out. Now, the other thing that I've noticed with flyers is that, as I was saying, if you are in the sky, there's two types of flyers. There's ones that are built to fight on the floor, to fight ground targets, and ones that are built to fight air targets. If something can hit me in the sky, it's probably built with that in mind. In which case, I'm really not going to be any opposition to it because my guns are pretty much only useful for hitting things that are on the floor. So I'm just going to accept that they're going to shoot me down. I'm not even going to try to fight with them. This isn't a fast plane. If I wanted to make a dogfighter, it would be fast. But it isn't, alas. Let's also add a little bit of embellishment to the front, the hammerhead. Actually, yeah, we'll change that slightly. There we go. At some point, I would like to make a dogfighter, but they are significantly harder to do. There we go. Now, if I did have lasers, it would be lovely to put them on the front. But if you have plasmas, you are locked to one type of weapon only. Now, let's see if those helium tanks that I added on have balanced this a little bit. Once I start adding the actual plasma artillery, it will weigh it down, so I'm not going to worry too much that it is just climbing, but I want it to climb in a balanced way. And it is not doing that right now. Okay, let's get rid of one of the helium tanks at the tail and see how that works. Unfortunately, as I have mentioned before, there is a lot of balancing work involved in making a flyer. In fact, no, let's not take out two of them, because removing one or adding one helium tank can actually have quite a significant effect on the balance of the robot. Okay, that's much better. It's still just a little bit too much at the tail, but that could be fixed by adding one to the front or taking one off the tail. I'm going to try taking one off the tail, and we'll see how that goes. Or maybe even just moving them a little bit further away. But we'll start with taking one off first. Actually, we'll take that one off, and we'll do the both. We'll move that back. Now let's have a look. Now the reason I've got 4 hover blades is I find only 2 don't really add that much to steering. Oh, that is... no, still not quite there, but it's getting really close now. I think if I took one of the helium tanks away at this point, it would actually favor the front. So I'm going to add one to the front, and if we've got it balanced, then I will start adding the plasma artillery. What tier are we in? We're just in tier 2. That's fine. That's actually pretty good. It leaves us a lot of room to add the plasma artillery. Now, I've not played with plasma too much. As a tank, it's kind of hard to use plasma right, because a lot of the maps have a lip. Ah, see, that's a little bit too much. Oh, wait, no. Let's see. Let's see how this actually handles first. Climbs okay, but it's climbing okay anyway. How's it going to balance? That's not actually too bad. I am rising, though. See how it can dive. It can dive all right. It could be a little better, but it's turning quite responsively because the 4 hover blades are basically turning the tail and the tip at the same time. So you can basically pivot if you really want to, which is quite nice. Now, let's see how fast it can climb if I'm using the forward thrusters. Not that fast. Actually, I may take the thruster off the back. And we'll see how this goes. Because with the hover blades, I may not actually need to balance that. This is the first time I've really played with hover blades with a thruster design. Now, usually I would have that back thruster to prevent me tipping up too much, but the hover blades may help with that. But we are going to take that away for now. Let's go ahead and start adding some actual weapons to this. Now, I've not unlocked decent plasmas, as I've mentioned. I didn't really use them with my car, so... And we'll actually have that one... No, we're going to have them all facing forward. And then we've got 4 light plasmas. Now, these are actually adding a fair bit to the level of this. Am I going to have enough? I may do. Just. I do. That's actually quite impressive. I really wasn't expecting that. Alright, let's see how this handles with all of that extra weight. There are 6 guns on it, and heavy guns at that. Not very effective guns, though. At their level, they're not going to be very useful, which is why I'm glad that we're still within level 2. Or tier 2. See, the front is now overloaded. But then we did take that off. However, going forward, it seems to be happy. And we can climb much better now. Can we tip over? Or will the hover blades not let us? The hover blades won't let us. That is very interesting indeed. Okay then, let's see you. We missed. Of course we missed. Now the more plasmas you put on there, the slower it reloads. The faster it reloads. It's basically the opposite of a laser. But the more accurate it is, the less hover plasmas it's got, much more accurate. I'm not even going to go for you. Let's try you. We missed. The crosshair will change color if you hit. Where are you going? Are you coming up here? Let's try not to fire too early. Now. There we go. But as you see, not a lot of damage with this. If this design actually works out, I'll start investing in improving my plasma turret technology. So how that will affect the overall level of this bot, I have no idea. Let's finish him off. That was a mercy killing there. Now, are we more or less stable? I think we are. The other nice thing about the hoverblades, if my thrusters get shot off, the hoverblades will still be able to control me a bit. In fact, they can control me in pretty much every direction. I can try to move down, but it's going to be easier if I do actually use my main thrusters whilst diving. It can also help me to go up as long as I'm not too high. Right, okay, I'm pretty happy with that actually. There's just one more thing I would like to add, and this may balance out the problem with the rear being a little bit too light and the front being a bit too heavy. One thing with the flyer that I have noticed is you need a radar, a good radar as well. It can't just be a little radar. Let's add a tiny little bit of weight in here, placing that there to place the radar on top of. Additionally, if this actually works out nice, I'll probably upgrade all of these blocks to at least green level 2 armors. Now, let's see if that has messed up the balance, because I've added a fair bit of weight to the rear, and it wasn't that much lighter to begin with. Let's see. No? Good. Almost perfect, actually. It is rising a little bit, but that could easily be the hoverblades. Let's climb a little bit and then see how it goes. Right, how are you going to do? Now, the better radar... Previously, I wouldn't have worried too much about it. But with the inclusion of the minimap, which you've no doubt noticed, radar actually serves a huge purpose now. It is really important to have a radar because there is a lot of information at your fingertips when you've got a radar. And the higher the tier of the radar, the further it can see. Ah, really? Heli wrong? You are mocking me. I do not approve. And my turrets move slowly, so you've got to give them a little bit of time to adjust. There we go. That wasn't too bad. Also, the turrets have got a fair bit of kick to them. So you will find that your flyer will probably be moving through the air a little bit here and there. You'll be moving without touching anything. So if you've perfectly balanced your craft, and all of a sudden you notice yourself moving around and worry that it's because there's something out of balance, it's probably just the recoil from the plasma artillery. And there we go. Okay, this is actually working quite well. How well it'll work against an actual human opponent, who knows? And it'll all depend on whether there are enemy flyers around, I imagine. But so far, I'm actually pretty pleased with this. Before we take it out, though, there's just one or two more things that we need to do. Now, the astute among you may have been looking at the HUD at the top and have noticed this. Let me move the Galaxy credits. I've got 10,100. It's because I bought 10,000. I put a little bit of money into the game. It doesn't cost very much. In fact, the prices came down recently. I have no intention of ever adding any to the premium time. That would just give me faster leveling, faster RP and TP gain. I'm not particularly interested in that. What I am interested in, though, is cosmetics. I'm human. That's all I am. They've got vapor trails and everything. How can you make a flyer without vapor trails if there are vapor trails to be had? You could also add your name onto the robot. There are loads of little things. And of course, there's the Union Jack. Alas, there is not the Welsh flag. But I'm not even surprised. I would love it if they would add the Welsh flag. I doubt they will, though. But I'm going to do that. I'm going to fly the colours. It's only right. I'm also going to buy a name banner. I may buy two eventually. And I'm also going to buy this. My God, that's taken a lot of cash. I might buy two. So expensive. All of my 10,000 Galaxy credits are almost gone. Thankfully, you know, I only have to buy these things, well, in that case twice. But, you know, these are going to be mine, and I can just swap them around wherever I want to take them. I accept. Now, I'm hoping that these are not too heavy. Also, I've got to find a good place to put them. So, the Union Jack. Where am I going to fly the colours? Should I fly the colours right underneath there? Or should I have it on the front? I'm not sure. People are more than likely going to see me from the ground. So, I would like the Union Jack, pride of place, at the front of the vessel. Seriously though, if you ever do add the Welsh flag, that's something I will spend a lot of money to get. Well, no, maybe not a lot. I don't have a lot of money. I will spend as much money as I can afford to without starving in order to have the Welsh flag on my robot. I'm just saying, it's a way for you to make money. Right there. My god, these things are huge. Wait, can I put it there? No. But I could put it here. Probably, no? Well, I could put it on the wings even. I'm not sure about that, though. Let's place these here and see how much this increases the weight of my vehicle. Hopefully not too much. Could I have moved that back just a little bit? Yeah, I think I'll move it back just so that it doesn't clip into the hover blade. I know it probably wouldn't affect it in the slightest way, but I'm a bucket for the details. You know me. Okay, let's see. Come on, seriously. Welsh flag. A dragon on the front of my ship. Awesome. Right. Now these make vapor trails. And it's fairly well balanced. Actually, let's see how it goes. Oh, I'm liking this. I think I've made a wise purchase here. Ah, look at that. Beautiful. I'm tempted to go and get 2 of the single trail ones and stick them on the wings. Ah, this is lovely. I haven't put the name my craft on there yet. I'm wondering what I could do with that. Let's see about you. And fire. Oh, only 2 of my turrets were in the right way. Facing the right way, rather. And fire. I am doing virtually no damage at all. I'm doing some damage because the UI is changing, but okay. Right, well, it's not unbalanced now, so I can have a look at adding maybe 1 or 2 extra things. But maybe that will, I'll keep that for later, and I'll make my decision later on that one, though. Mainly just because I'm not sure it would look that good if something like this was just sticking off the wing. I mean, it could, possibly, but I don't know. We'll have to think. However, since I have bought it, let's add my name. Robot name here. No, I don't want it to be upside down. I'm not sure that... See, it would be nice if it was on the sides, but it can't be. Can I stick it in there? No. There's nowhere on this particular ship for it to go. That makes a lot of sense. That anyone would be able to see. Let's see. Could I stick it there? I could put it there and it'd be flying shenanigans. But then I'm going to be... let's move it back a little bit. Stick it there. That actually at least kind of matches where the wings are. But now I've got the Union Jack to place again. I'm not going to place the Union Jack at the tail. How disrespectful. Let's move everything. Oh, what did I just get rid of? I got rid of something. Oh, I got rid of a block. Let's place this there. Move all of the guns back just a tiny bit. And maybe I can position the Union Jack then behind the robot's name. We'll see. I may have to go with less cannons, perhaps. And that is a sacrifice I'm willing to make in order to have to fly the colors. I am prepared. Right, let's see. Oh, that puts us into 3, so no. These things must all add a tiny little bit of cost. That's unfortunate, but I'll live with it. There we go. Maybe not the most balanced thing in the world, but we'll actually check that out. I'm thinking of renaming the robot as well. Something catchy, something funny. I know it's not going to be Death from Above. That, although it's funny, it's not original enough. No, the balance still is okay. We can live with this. Flying shenanigans of the Union Jack. That made it all worth it. That little glance then. Right. we're going to rename the bot, and then we're going to go and have one fight with it, because that's about all the time that's left. Maybe I'll squeeze in 2. We'll see. We'll see how well the first one goes. If I do well, or I do so badly I feel I must try and redeem myself, I'll do 2. Right, let's go to the garage. We're going to rename this. Let's think. I think that's a fine robot name. I come in peace. Okay, I'm good with this. I like this. Alright, let's go and see what we can do. Seriously, if there's anything else in the air with lasers, I'm doomed. Unless it's on my side. But we'll see. And if you're wondering why I've turned the chat back on, it's because I couldn't say good luck, have fun, or good game at the end of the fights if I turned that off. It turns it off globally, not just for when you're in the lobby. I refuse not to say good game, have fun. That's just wrong. There we are. Look at this gorgeous thing. Everyone's going to be so jealous. I've got the Union Jack. Even if you're not from Britain, you're going to be jealous. Because it's the Union Jack. If I had the Welsh one, though. That would be amazing. Just saying. Well, no, I'm not just saying. I've said it many, many times. And I'm going to keep saying it until someone listens to me, damn it. Oh, look at that. I can paint in the sky. How fantastic. That was a wise purchase. Now then. We've got... How many other flyers are there? Just me and Urfulch. Okay. Now, the enemies will probably be shelling the bridge if they're wise. Or they may have just avoided the bridge altogether if they're extremely wise. But it doesn't look like. Radar, I need something to shoot at. Oh, there we go. And fire. Damn it, he stopped moving forward. I've given away my position. Ah, he stopped moving backwards. He's on to me. Okay, he's dead. We're doing crap. Someone else isn't, though, which is good. This is going to take much getting used to, I feel. The whole plasma thing. Oh, we hit something. We killed him in one shot. The power of plasma. Ah, he moved. Come on. You're like down to nothing. Don't try to get away. Just accept your fate. Die like a man. Or a woman. Die with honor, basically. That's what I'm saying. Ah, look at you. Dancing. Mocking you. Ah, finally killed him. Took us too long, though. Took like half my team. Forever to kill him. Well done. You distracted us for a long time. You may have bought your team enough time to win. I'm not sure yet, but we'll find out. Now, radar. Show me where they are. Ooh, someone's firing over there. I'm not too happy with the balance at the moment. In combat, it's climbing too much when I'm going forward. I want it to try... Ooh, whoa, 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 whoa. That's rude. Stop it. Haha, you tried to predict my movements. You fail. That's getting a little bit close, though. So, let's be on the move. I think he has run out of guns. And he's soon going to run out of life if I have my way. Winner! Haha. However, they're attacking my face. My goodness. How rude. We will win. We've got too many people on the control point for them to be able to pull it back now. And I'm also joint leader on our team for kills. Where are the other flyers? Our Fulch hasn't got a single kill yet. Oh, bless. Wait a second. Only 4 people... There are only 4 kills on the enemy team, and yet more than 4 people are dead on ours. Witchcraft, I say. Right, what's going on down here? Is he really... Can you not fight? I'll finish him off for you. Don't worry. If I get enough time. Fire again. Fire now. Ah, he's got way too much armor. Again. Ah. You stole the wind out of my sails there, game. My lord. I got 2 kills, did a reasonable amount of damage, and that's actually not a bad total RP earned for a tier 2 battle. I think I like this vessel. 5 tech points have been earned. They will be going into better plasma technology at some point. Or possibly better radar technology, because I was hurting for information a little bit in that fight. With really good radar, I imagine you might even be able to fire without actually being close enough for the enemies to be rendered, but I wonder about that. Now then, let us have a quick look. How much would it be for a new radar? Oh, that's quite a lot. How much would it be for a new plasma? Far less. Okay, we're going to go with the one that's cheap. And we may even get to level 2 S plasmas. Currently, our best plasmas are doing 34, and most of our plasmas are doing 30. We've now unlocked the ability to do 37. But the S type does 41. And a much larger blast radius. These ones only have 0.8 and this one 0.84. Whereas this one would do 0.9. Very nice. Level 3s, 45 damage. And the S-type 48. Almost 1 meter blast radius on the level 3 S-type though. But I'm not sure where that would put me in terms of my robot rank. But I like this bot enough that I'm going to start building it up, putting better armor on it. Not that it, again, it's not really built to take a pounding. It's mostly just so it doesn't look white, really. No matter how much armor I put on it, to put enough armor on it to make it be able to take a few shots, I would basically mess up its ability to fly. So I'm just going to replace the white with green, effectively, or orange if I ever get stupidly rich. And no, I'm not going to use my Galaxy credits for that. It's purely for cosmetics, nothing that would give me an in-game advantage. I refuse. It's a matter of honor. But that is it for now, I think. So we are going to leave with a final shot of the I Come in Peace. What a fantastic name that is. I'm very glad that you come in peace. They leave in pieces. Oh, that was terrible. But that is it from me. I do hope you've enjoyed and will be joining me for the next. But until then, and as always, do take care.